Welcome back to this week's video. My name is Seth Spielmann, Rapid Fitness Intern, and today we are going over the Goblet Squat. So today we're going over the Goblet Squat, but before we get there, I want to cover a body weight squat as well as understanding a tripod foot. So with a tripod foot, it's all about creating a solid foundation. The reason it's called a tripod foot is because there are 3 points of contact for your foot to stay glued to the ground. So the 3 points of contact for your foot is going to be the ball of your foot by that big toe, the outside part of your foot, as well as your heel. With those 3 points of contact into the ground from your foot, you should be able to essentially grab the ground and create a solid foundation for your squat. So before we begin getting into the Goblet Squat, I want to do a quick understanding of a body weight squat here. There are 3 things I want to cover for a body weight squat before we get into the goblet squats here. So the first thing when performing a body weight squat, you can use your arms and stick them straight out ahead of you to counteract the weight when you're squatting down so you don't fall backwards. The second thing is understanding to drive your knees out and not letting them collapse in. The third thing of doing a body weight squat is getting that hip crease to be parallel to that knee or just below the knee to have good depth. Another thing to understand when doing squats is that you can either squat with a flat surface or an elevated heel surface. So with the flat surface, you are able to create that tripod foot greater than you are with an elevated heel, but still can perform the same task. Elevating your heel is essentially making up for lacking ankle mobility, but it can also target the quads a lot more during your squats. So again, main focuses of the body weight squat here is using your arms straight out ahead to counteract the weight from falling backwards, having quality depth by getting that hip crease parallel to that knee or just below, and also understanding to drive them knees out so you prevent them from collapsing in here. If your knees do collapse, you're losing power in your squats. So with those 3 main key components in a body weight squat, you can transition them straight into a goblet squat here. So when performing a goblet squat, you're going to need a weight such as a kettlebell or a dumbbell. Does not matter what you use, pick your poison, choose a weight that is acceptable and appropriate when performing your squats. Do keep in mind that quality reps is more important than the quantity of the weight you are using. So again, diving in with the goblet squat here, same main concepts of driving your knees out, getting quality depth, and then deciding whether or not you want to use a flat surface or an elevated surface for your heels. Once you have decided if you wanted a flat or elevated heel surface, go ahead and keep in mind that the weight you chose, whether it's a kettlebell or a dumbbell, to hold it close to your chest and not far out from your body. Keeping that weight close to your chest is going to help control that center of gravity from not tipping forward or backward during the descent or down portion of your squat. So again, very similar to the body weight squat, except you have a weight this time. Go ahead and squat down to quality depth and then go ahead and pop right back up and repeat the same motion here. Keep in mind to drive them knees out as well as keeping a nice, strong, solid core. So a quick overview of today. We went over the goblet squat as well as a body weight squat to progress into the goblet squat, as well as understanding to drive your knees out during the squats, understanding to create a tripod foot, and having quality depth with that hip crease being parallel to the knee or below the knee as you go down. If you found today's video useful, go ahead and give us a like on the page as well as subscribing to the channel, and we'll see you guys next week.